set? All right, let's roll. Good afternoon. My name is Dave Gelati, and I am a 34-year fire captain and president of the LA County Firefighters, IAFF Local 1014, representing 3,200 of the finest firefighters, paramedics, fire personnel, dispatchers, pilots, wildland firefighters, and forestry and health hazmat personnel that you can find. This year, our members have been moved to the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic, responding to thousands of COVID calls throughout the county, and now face yet another toll on our members' mental health as these large-scale incidents end and we return to the station or our home lives. We know that 1 in 5 firefighters suffers from post-traumatic stress and/or cumulative stress injuries. And we know this is underreported because no firefighters like to report this type of injury. For the past 4 years, more firefighters have committed suicide than died in the line of duty. That's a sobering statistic. I currently serve as the chair of the California State Task Force on Behavioral Health in the fire service. And it's not just in LA County that we've seen this behavioral health crisis. It's throughout the state of California and our great nation. In response to this crisis, the union and the department have come together to expand our LA County Fire Department Peer Support Program. Our LA County Fire Department Peer Support Program is an award-winning, well-recognized, innovative behavioral health program with over 130 trained peers. The addition of these support dogs that you see here with me today is just another way that we can ensure that our members stay healthy, both mentally and physically, so they can continue to serve the communities of Los Angeles County. I have seen firsthand the effect that these dogs have on my members and other members that come to fight fires in LA County, both at the Woolsey incident in 2018 and on the recent Bobcat fire. These dogs, both of these two here, personally came to the Bobcat fire. They're the real deal. They not only provide an opportunity for members to unwind after a stressful and intense incident, but they can also help our peers identify members who are struggling and help get them the help that they need. I want to thank the department. Chief Richardson is joining me here today, Chief Osby, Chief Whittle, and the executive staff of the LA County Fire Department for their support of this program. This is a collaborative, and it's an example of how labor and management work together to get the best outcomes and the best programs to support our members and their families. I also would like to thank the peer support team, the lead peers, our membership, and the Board of Supervisors and all those elected officials who have committed funding and support for the expansion of this program and our firefighters. I would now like to bring up Chief Deputy Dave Richardson from the LA County Fire Department, our partner in this collaboration. Thank you. Chief?
Thank you, President Gelati. Good afternoon, Dave Richardson, Chief Deputy Emergency Operations, and on behalf of Darrell Osby, Fire Chief, thank you for having us here today to welcome 2 new members to Los Angeles County Fire Department. Before I begin, I would like to express our appreciation to all those who made today possible. Our partners at Local 1014, President Dave Gelati, our department's Peer Support Program Coordinator, Fire Captain Scott Ross, Mr. Tom Tackett, Executive Director of Patriotic Service Dog Foundation, Ms. Christina McCone-Green, Vice President of Floors Hope Foundation and CEO of Performance Canine Training Incorporated, and lastly, Mr. David Green, Founder and Training Director of Performance Canine Training Incorporated. Thank you all so much for being here today and for our new team members who will make a difference in the lives of our first responders and beyond. The Fire Chief, our executive team, myself, and our local 1014, President Gelati, agree on one thing, and it's not the fact that the health, safety, and welfare of all of our team members is paramount and priority for our organization. Having Echo and Milo join us helps ensure that we are all safe, well, emotionally, mentally, and physically. You see, the fire service is a noble calling. We carry the weight of the world on our shoulders because we bear the responsibility of providing top-notch emergency care and service to all those we come across. Our work never ends as we ensure the safety and protection of everyone in our communities. And lately, as President Gelati mentioned, that's been nonstop as we receive almost a call every 90 seconds in our organization. Not to mention the high number of destructive wildland fires locally and throughout the state. Without much time to decompress from one incident to another, it can take its toll. And that is why we ensure that we provide support services and care for one another through our robust internal peer support program, which is headed by Fire Captain Scott Ross and his team. And again, as noted, a great labor management collaborative to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of all of our team members remain a priority. The peer support program, along with our behavioral health professionals, are available 24/7 and have helped and even saved the lives of many team members by providing a shoulder to cry on or an ear to listen without judgment. Echo and Milo will serve as additional support, especially during large-scale emergency incidents. During recent months, as as President Gelati noted, during the Bobcat fire, I too have seen firsthand knowledge, the calmness and comfort the canines provide when our team members need it most. So thank you for Echo and Milo, who have ushered in a new way of providing strength and support. We look forward to the much-needed support they will provide to the men and women of the Los Angeles County Fire Department and those who come in contact with them. Welcome, Echo and Milo. We look forward to seeing more of you both, and thank you again.
Thank you very much, Chief Richardson, and again, thank you to my partner, Chief Osby. I would now like to bring up somebody very near and dear to me, and he's here with his co-partner in this collaboration. Behind every great program or movement in the LA County Fire Department at the core are our members driving that program, driving that specialty. Today we have firefighter Jake Wendell, firefighter paramedic Jake Wendell with his dog Echo, and we also have Fire Captain Scott Ross, a seasoned veteran of this department who moved into the position as our lead captain coordinating behavioral health, and he will take us on a little journey of how we got here and recognize our partners. Captain Scott Ross.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Gelati, Chief Deputy Richardson, all our foundations that are here and the support behind this. Also a thank you to all of you. What you are doing for us is allowing our department to get to know that we have our two new additions to LA County Fire Department. I've been a peer support person for about 19 years. I was doing this when this wasn't cool, when we couldn't break down any barriers and we couldn't get people to talk about what was going on with them. We've come a long way. It has come with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get here. It comes again with the collaboration and the assistance and the support from labor and management. In my time in doing this, I have seen our firefighters struggle, and I always tell folks, there's life going on before we even hit the floor. And then we come to this job, and we take on so many other people's worst day. It's a lot for our folks to deal with, and everybody, this year especially, are going through something. With the addition of Milo and Echo, I think we just have an additional resource, and it's a big deal. We've seen it in action, like we've said. I like what my partner Jake has said about that he's actually just Echo's driver. The dogs do become the star of the show, and you have to understand how important it is for firefighters in general because you ask any firefighter anywhere, and I'm not talking just about here in LA County, anywhere in the country, how are you doing? We're fine. When we can see it on their face, they wear it on their face, the stuff that they're going through, the stress levels and all that. The additional help of Milo and Echo is that barrier. It breaks down those barriers, and we've seen that time and time again. So I just want to say how grateful I am and all the work that I've been doing in this peer support to have these dogs and partners with us, again, to take care of our folks. That's what we're trying to do, so they can continue to serve the public out there and be strong, not only physically, but on the behavioral health wellness side. So again, my thank you to Christina and David from Thor's Hope and Performance K9, and to you, Tom, with Patriotic Dog Services. So thank you very much.
Christina Green from Thor's Hope Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christina McConey Green, and I'm Vice President of Thor's Hope Foundation, as well as CEO of Performance K9 Training. Thor's Hope Foundation opened its nonprofit doors back in 2013, realizing how we could bridge a financial gap for the high costs of the mobility service dogs, as well as facility dogs. Every dog we train under the umbrella of Thor's Hope Foundation is free of charge. While a service dog can help individuals and their family, a facility dog's work is different in that they provide a farther reach. A facility dog can be of service at an assisted living facility, detention facilities, nursing homes, and more. In 2019, Thor's Hope Foundation, in partnership with Performance K9 Training, launched the Firehouse Project after learning how our first responders, including our firefighters, are often faced with the occupational stresses of the job. Instinctively, we knew that we could play a role in getting a trained therapeutic facility dog to help combat the workplace stresses. Last year, we made San Diego history by providing San Diego County with the first firehouse dog, and that recipient was the Vista Fire Department. His name was Clifford, and his handler is Fire Chief Ned Vanderpool. Today, we're making collaborative history once again by teaming up with Los Angeles County firefighters by giving them Milo, a 3-year-old chocolate lab, for their peer support K9 program, and his handler is Captain Scott Ross. Milo was handpicked by my husband, David Green, who's the founder of Performance K9 Training and also the training director of Thor's Hope Foundation. In addition to being a professional dog trainer, David has actually represented the United States on 4 world teams, placing 3rd in the World Cup and 3rd in the World Championships. What caught David's eye about Milo was his wonderful temperament and demeanor. Milo has undergone hundreds of hours of training. Not only does Milo have top-notch obedience skills, but he performs those skills under distraction and remains polite in all types of situations. Milo is the right dog for the job. When not wearing his vest, Milo is a happy-go-lucky Labrador, and as soon as that vest snaps on, he is a dog with a purpose and a job to do. Milo and his new owner, Captain Ross, have a very strong bond. Captain Ross trained alongside David so he could learn the skills needed to maintain the training that David did for Milo. Captain Ross is a natural dog handler, and he and Milo have a wonderful future together. Now I'd like to introduce you to our friend, Tom Tackett, from the Patriotic Service Dog Foundation.
I second what she said. Excuse me, anyway, I'm the executive director for the Patriotic Service Dog Foundation, and we have been training service dogs for our wounded veterans and first responders for several years. And Jake Waddell came to us and with a great proposal to get involved with the LA County Fire Department, and we provided them with Echo, a 2.5-year-old yellow lab that we think is just great and has been doing well in her short term here. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So we really are honored and thrilled to be here and to be more involved as we pursue this venture. Sure. Well, they do provide tremendous support to people and allow them to really just break down and talk. And they'll get down on the ground and talk with the dog and roll around and even start crying. And the next thing you know, then Jake steps in and starts actually talking to them. And it really is the icebreaker on these firefighters, on these firefights. The time and training can be years. Echo has a couple years of training in her, countless hours, and the primary thing we look for this type of a dog is a very stable-minded dog that can pretty much be anywhere and be comfortable being there. And so that way they can do their job and not be concerned about where they're at or what these noises are, what other things are going on. So primarily just very good obedience so they can be controlled in any situation and go from there. Yeah, good question. Thank you.
Once again, I'd like to thank Chief Osby, the Board of Supervisors, both foundations, and our dog handlers and peer support program folks for making this happen. We'd like to open it up for questions and answers, and of course we've got two of the stars here, and I might just start by even saying that while we pride ourselves on trying to be tougher than most, we're still human. And these dogs, believe it or not, don't just break the ice, but they're trained to pick up on things that humans can't pick up on. And they draw us to see a firefighter that may indeed be in trouble in a room that we might not normally recognize. And when I saw the statistics to show how that works and the data backing up that training, I was amazed. I think we already knew that could happen even in our own home lives, but these dogs are very well trained in addition to being support dogs. So with that, we open it up to any questions. I'm sure that you have them for the handlers themselves, but any questions?
What's the motivator that you use? Like FBI uses those Malinois and it's a toy. Is there any kind of motivator?
Well, again, what we look for is a dog that really likes to work. Malinois can work great as well. So it really is a dog, it's a particular dog temperament that we look for, a dog that likes to play with the ball. So anything that when you're training, the dog gets that reward through the ball. And so you want an upbeat dog, a happy dog, one that is very, very trainable that way and it truly enjoys the work. And then from there, it's pretty simple. It's just putting in the time.
Are there any plans for expanding the program? I mean, it's 2 dogs, it's great, but it seems like there's a heck of a lot of firefighters in LA County.
Yes, that would be.
Absolutely. I think there's an opportunity, and I think we look forward in the future to partner with possibly other donations that come along. Again, the bottom line is already noted. It's all about the health, welfare of our firefighters out there on the front lines, and any tool, resource we can bring to provide that and increase our pool of resources, we're always open to that.
You want to talk about the program, Jake, real quick, about where we're headed?
Sure.
My name is firefighter paramedic Jake Wendell. I brought this crazy idea to Captain Ross about 3.5 years ago. And with Captain Ross's support, President Dave Gelati and our executive staff, Chief Richardson, Chief Osby, and the rest of our executive staff, they allowed us to to bring these dogs aboard. So right now, we're lucky enough to have 2 great foundations that donated these dogs to us. And so we are going through the procedures of learning about the dogs, seeing how they work in the field. This is a new program for us, so we're still learning. We've already seen great success, like they've said, on the Bobcat fire, on smaller incidents, but with crews throughout the county, we're already seeing the success of these dogs within our recruit training. New firefighters coming on the floor, getting to meet these dogs and kind of open up the peer support. Our goals for the future is, yes, we have a number of stations all throughout LA County, and we have 2 dogs right now. So of course our ideas for the future are to get more dogs out there, starting in a regional approach. So we have dogs somewhat close to every fire station, looking to add a few more dogs in the next couple years to get them closer to some of our outlying stations. And then if it's up to me, I'll have a dog at every fire station. But we're going to work through the process there and find suitable handlers, and really looking for people that are concerned about the dogs. And the dogs are the priority here. And so as we identify more handlers within our department to keep this mission going, then we'll continue to bring dogs forward. That's our plan. Echo, let's go.
I was just at the opening of the center in the North Valley for firefighters. I think that was a LA fire. How difficult is it to break down the machismo, I'm okay, and then we know you're not okay, and it's 2020. Are younger firefighters more amenable to therapy and to therapy dogs? Because you didn't give us that terrible statistic about suicide.
You got it. I invite you to go to a website called healingourown.org. And for the state, that's where we bring together all the information about all things behavioral health in the fire service. Chairing that task force made up of both chiefs, including Chief Osby and all the union officials, but me, myself, and every chief you see here. I'm a 34-year fire captain. I work in this department, and on this department, I'm on those strike teams, and I know that stress, and I know the bravado that both men and women who serve put on, the front we put on. Breaking down stigma, breaking the stigma, was one of the key items that we tackled nationally, and we still think that the statistics are underreported. That's why you have seen so many suicides as of late get reported, because nobody wanted to raise their hand and say, I have a problem, and it's not physical, it's behavioral. Who really wants to say that? Well, certainly firefighters are the last people that step up and want to say that. So, in keeping with the behavioral health program, the dogs, the support dogs that are so well trained, are a key element in disarming the tough outer fabric of men and women who serve and unlocking the inner parts of those firefighters, the human side of those firefighters, and has already saved numerous firefighters. And I can tell you proactively, I'm just another firefighter on the lines. I was gone for 2 weeks, back for 2 days, gone for 2 weeks, and then some on all the fires. And the fires are the easy part for us. It's being away from home. It's not being able to plug in back at home. And to have those support dogs in camp before we went out to mission every day was absolutely critical. So it was a very tough campaign to break stigma. And frankly, I think it'll be a task that is never complete. Any other questions? We've got both handlers, both foundations.
Yeah, can we get, so real quick, everybody, can we get the dogs together, maybe underneath this field, does that work for everybody? Or do you want
You want to move the podium